Oh, hey, it's 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, PST, just in case you were wondering. We're here at the Doghouse Studio. You know what it is.
We got it. I think it's looking, it's still 4. Are we live?
Yeah. It says
Sound
live.
good? Sound good?
My mustache is showing. 6 p.m. in Texas.
Dude, Ryan isn't even here. He
I know.
didn't need to help me whatsoever.
And you didn't have any technical
No,
difficulties?
I tried to call him. He didn't pick up.
Of course.
And then he's like, is
He's
everything all
probably
right?
cold right now. With
I'm
his
in a
hand his
meeting.
pockets 'cause
He's
it's
like, I'm in a
snowing.
meeting. I can't help you. 4
Wait.
o'clock.
You got on the dot?
And Ryan, if you're watching, I got over here like 18 minutes ago. Because usually I have to get here like an hour before.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to ask you what time you were gonna get here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was gonna get here at like 3.
I don't want to stress you out.
I was gonna get here at 3, and then I got a little hungry, so I ate some food. And I was like pretty confident that I had it.
What is that?
This energy drink.
Do you have more?
I don't. There might be some in that fridge over there.
You think so?
Go check. And we got NECTR. What's up, everyone? Marcelo and Tyler, they said they are going to be doing next show. They're taking over, but not yet.
Wait, they're taking over for a show?
Yeah, and they bought us out.
Dude, that's not... You guys posted April 1st.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Ryan couldn't be on because he went to Montreal, and with the time difference, it's pretty late there tonight already.
That's really good.
Did you know that?
What is?
Well, Ryan went to Montreal, and it's pretty late there. I think it's like 1 already with the time difference. So,
Are you being serious? I don't think there's a time difference.
yeah, it's a different country.
Oh, okay. Right, you're messing with me.
Montreal, Canada.
Dude, nice stat. Yeah. What other Montreal is there?
I don't know. I just thought you would be like, it's not that late there. So I think I partially got you.
I don't know, dude. Yeah. Keep trying. I came in locked and loaded, baby. I'm firing on all cylinders.
There we go.
Come
All
at
right.
me.
I love it.
Wait, dude, are you guys practicing?
Not this weekend.
Oh, okay, I am.
Yeah, you've been at it with practices.
Dude, yeah.
Huge shout out to our beautiful, awesome sponsors. At the bottom, you can see Pate Smith Law, managing claims, negotiating, litigating insurance claims. We'll review files for free. Super nice guy. If he can't help you, he's going to put you in the right direction to someone that can for insurance. And also has contractors in Florida and Louisiana. Big shout out, obviously, to Gen X, best pods in the game. No contest even with that on the pods. They actually tried to get me. I was doing some content for Gen X this weekend at the WCPPL, and they were like, "Can you hold this white pod?" I was like, "No." Do any of you guys have that? What
do you mean?
You don't know about white pods?
No, I don't know. But what I do know is HK posted a video of apparently like their pod being indestructible, and they shot it like not 1,000 times. It's probably like 50 shots.
And didn't break?
And it breaks. I think we got to try it.
What's that? Oh, superstition. Never heard the white pod superstition?
No.
How many of you guys out there? Yeah, Thomas knows. Don't like white pods. Anyone?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with white pods. I've only been playing paintball for
maybe it's
7 years now.
Maybe it's a.
Is this an O thing?
East Coast thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm from the East Coast, so it's not an East Coast thing.
Yeah, I don't know. That was like a big thing growing up. I think Ryan's the same. Ryan won't use white pods. Most of Dynasty is the same too.
They use blue.
I tried to reach out to Alex, see if you want to jump on the show. He can back it. Also, big shout out to BFP Gear.
Does he have like a question of the day, or is that like later in the day?
Well, we'll see if Junior, if you want to text that to me. Otherwise, maybe if you've already sent it to Ryan, Ryan will send it to me. But I'll shoot
Ryan's sleeping. It's 1 a.m. in Montreal right
now.
Yeah. Dude, so I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect Fit to win this event again.
Oh yeah.
I can't. I'm not.
Especially
I'm
with,
like happy for them.
with
But like,
not having Colt too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you like how well like orchestrated and like
How much they're on it.
I don't know. Yeah, dude, they were. That was like the team that I was like most fearful of playing at the event. Freaking on top of X Factor, on top of who else did we play? The Hurricanes. I mean, the Hurricanes was an interesting game.
Yeah.
4 podiums in a row for Kyle.
Yeah, AJ. 4 podiums in a row.
It only took them like 3 years to get out of the 0-4.
No, for also coaching.
Oh.
I coached 3 divisions.
Oh, I thought he was calling you a lord.
So look, I coached 3 divisions at WC.
3 divisions.
I got to finals in 2 of them.
What happened to the third one?
We got knocked out in the second quarterfinals. I think they got 16th out of like
The second quarterfinals? So you mean the semifinals?
no. I would have said semifinals.
Oh.
There's like when they take a lot of teams, there's like a ocho quarters, and then there's like a quarters, and then it's semifinals because they take so many teams. When there's like,
Okay.
I don't know how many I can look that up here. How many?
Do you feel like you guys are getting like better? Like truthfully, like do you feel like you're progressing every event?
Who are we talking
ACDs,
about?
you guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's like I don't know. I think it's similar to you have these stories. It's like whether it's you're on the downturn or upturn. Like once you get that under your belt, like look at Fit. You know they won all last year and then they stepped up to pro. So it's essentially it's like a new weight class for them. Once they learned like how to move in pro, not like physically move, but like you know their thought process and their strategy and everything. They still knew they already knew how to win. So they once they're able to like catch a little bit of it at World Cup, it's I think it gives you the confidence to be able to replicate it, which we saw at that next event. But as far as like I think we're in that same boat. You know, we're up points on impact in that. That's that match, that quarterfinal match, and we got a major, which knocked us out. Maybe we go on. So it's.
I think you guys are more. It's more of like a mental thing than a gameplay. Like I mean, you guys are obviously like all phenomenal players. So it's just, you guys have come a long way, but I feel like the mental stuff keeps getting in the way. And you just spilled.
I see that.
You spilled some.
Yeah. It is, but I think that we've broken through that.
Yeah.
Like before, it didn't seem like we were getting like we got a last place, a 19th place, like a 12th place, and then like 15th place. So, but now it's like we're missing semifinals or finals by one error. World Cup we had a big error with suspensions and stuff, and then this one was a major penalty when we were up points and there was 40 seconds left in that match. So I don't think it's mental anymore. Now we're just getting through, because part of paintball is luck. Like you obviously have to be really good, but then also part of it is like everything needs to line up in some way or another. So we're at that stage where it's like now we're actually like we're playing good paintball.
Yeah.
And we played a good team. We got knocked out by a good team. We had a slight error. So I think we're past the mental part, to be honest.
Do you think? I mean, you guys lost that last match in the prelims to Aftermath.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can speak for a lot of people here. I feel like divisional, like this is kind of a big thing, but I feel like a lot of teams get insanely down on themselves when they lose a match in the prelims. And I feel like you guys are like very like passionate towards the game, like the team in general. Do you guys like get like worked up after losing a match like that, especially like the final match? Like, do you think like your game plan obviously like has been broken through and now you have to change everything? Because I think that's like natural for a lot of teams to do, is that last 4th prelim match they lose and they're like, oh crap, they figured us out, this is not going to work, and they change everything aside from seeing how successful it was the first 3 matches. Do you normally keep shit the same? Or do you?
Are you saying like, did we kind of get in our own heads about like what, how we wanted to play the field?
Yes.
And whatnot?
Going into Sunday.
I don't think so actually. I don't think we had like this, you know, a feeling that we had to rethink and we were, you know, we have to change too much. Like obviously, you know, we talked about, they showed us playing like a slower game, and we kind of, you know, they kind of like put the squeeze on us. And we came from like the day before beating the Russians, who ran at us like
That was a crazy game.
ballistically, and we just survived the chaos and shot a lot of them coming towards us, and it was a lot faster pace. And then in that aftermath game, it was a little bit different of a game, and I don't know if we were like ready for that pace. I wanted to look at something here from that event.
I don't know. I've just noticed like I've always been a massive fanatic of losing a game in the prelims, right? It's like it's self-explanatory, but like you're getting exposed finally, and you know like there's discrepancies in your plan.
Sure.
But I've also seen a handful of like divisional teams like walking by the pits, and I do that a lot like at events. Like I love walking by divisional pits and stuff to like see how people are. And obviously like these people are like, the passion that they have for the game is like, it's different than the way we are. Like I think it's very different. So it's nice to see, and it's very like fulfilling. You know, people are extremely passionate about it. But I see a lot of people like, I would walk by and I see people like crying because they lost like a match, and they're still moving on to Sunday. So it's just crazy to me. But yeah, I don't know. I was just curious to see if you guys like get in your heads, because I mean, obviously like being in a good mental state is, I think, is by far a lot more superior to like being physically
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think, especially, you know, at that level, because everyone is like, for the most part, fairly similar, like fundamentally wise and skill wise. Like at that, it's the next level from there is like understanding specific situations, when like the speed changes, when to capitalize, when not to take risks, which is all like that mental chess game that goes on. Just trying to pull this up. So,
dude, I did hear Trey Wilson was asking thoughts on the World Cup. I mean, on the WC layout, and I didn't even like really look at the layout, but I had people just like commenting on like my stories and stuff randomly about the WC layout being awesome, when I wasn't even asking about it or talking about it. It seems like everybody's a massive fan of that layout. Did you like it?
Yeah, no, it's great.
I mean, you guys lost to, who did you guys lose to in the finals?
The Vegas Brawlers.
But they had a good team.
Yeah, they had a good team.
Yeah.
Had some pickups, like some Wrecking Crew guys. I'm not sure totally on the entire squad, but they played really fucking solid. And like they played the pocket. They didn't really do too much deviation, and like they knew all the bounce shots. And this too, sorry for everyone out there, this is the Premier Division at this previous weekend's WCPPL. And Mouse and I were coaching TJ Bastards, who we had Joe Barrett playing with us, and Brawlers had Grayson playing with them. And basically they just played like a relatively safe breakout, but they knew all the bounce shots really well, and they were able to, like, their communication was so on point, and we made a few errors. Like we lost a 3-on-1 in like a pivotal point. I think it was like, I don't know if it was to go from 2-0 to 3-0 for them, or if it was like 4-1, and that would have put us to, maybe it was 3-1, and that would have put us to 3-2, and maybe it gave them 4-1. I forget exactly how it broke down. But yeah, they've just played really good, no mistake paintball, and they took it. So there was no like bullshit penalties, anything like that. It was all just like they just straight up beat us.
How did Joe play?
Joe played great. I mean,
Nice.
what's really good about having Joe too is he's able to kind of be like the on-field coach, so he can come back and then give really good feedback in the flow of the game. It kind of was tough in that final match, so like in hindsight, well, the thing is, I think our game plan matched up really good to people that were trying to stretch and like play the entire field with us. But what, and I want to bring this this up so I can just put like the field layout and stuff up on here.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to play the layout, but I mean now I think most fields have that Portugal layout set up, which I did not like that layout at all.
You didn't?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know if these.
No, I didn't. Actually, I didn't
Oh, I
really
hated
either.
it.
I didn't really either.
I hate it. Why? All right. Rob said, "Why don't teams practice mental state prior to event instead of just points? It seem like they wait till they get to the event. Too much playing around at practice leads to unstable emotions." Yeah, I mean, I just think that goes into like taking the game. Obviously, like, is it a hobby for fun? Like, essentially, the game is a hobby, right? It's a sport. It's a hobby, and we're doing it because we love it. But it's like, what's your approach to the game? Like, I can be the first one to say, like, before I got into my career now, you know, when I had just gotten on Dynasty, like, obviously, like, I was, like, super stoked about it, but the game was, like, all I had. I had nothing else, you know, to live for. It was literally just the game. And it was just a roller coaster, like, emotionally. So I tried to find, like, balance with, like, you know, enjoying the game and being serious and also having fun. Because, like, you got to have fun in this game. And I think that's, like, when that, what is that word? Inspiration. Like, when you're inspired, like, when you feel inspired is when you play the best. I mean, to feel inspired, like, you have to be having fun, right? The thing has to bring you joy, and you have to have fun. Anyways, I struggled trying to find balance, and I definitely went overboard with having fun, and that led me to play very poorly at events, and poorly in my own perspective was like, it just wasn't good for me. It wasn't good enough. So I think you have to practice how you want to be at the event. And I hate to say it, it sucks, but it's like, what does a game mean to you, and like, what do you want to get out of it? So yeah, I don't know, I kind of just rambled on that one for a second.
You're fine. Yeah, I was trying to get this, put this photo up here of.
Dude, I'm trying to grow up.
So you guys can see it.
Trying to grow out the cop stash. I don't know. I'm taking a bunch of biotin. I'm trying to take a bunch of. I'm about to go to Turkey and get a mustache transplant. Hey, if anybody here wants to go get a hair transplant in Turkey, just hit me up. I got a referral for you. You get 10% off too.
I don't know why it's not letting me.
This is not my 4-month progress. This is my week and a half progress, actually, and it's coming in pretty full.
I can hear it.
So yeah, is anybody going to Portugal this weekend? Or yeah, it's this weekend. Oh, also another thing too, you know, stepping in, talking about like events and this and that, and getting the most you can out of it. One thing that definitely changed my game was playing for example, like Mexico. Like, obviously I love Arturo and I would always like support and advertise for his league, but truthfully, that was like the game changer for me, and like what made me break out was playing in different leagues, especially like obviously in a different country. It just, you know, you just learn so much. I mean, look at Blake. Blake started playing in the woods, right? And that's where he was.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn it, what is different between energy and dynasty? What is the difference between energy and dynasty? That's a tough one. I mean, obviously, like, the experience is the biggest difference, right? Like everybody on Dynasty has been doing it for 45 years. Individually, each 45 years. And on Energy, obviously, it's like we're a bunch of newer guys, so we're all trying to like grow together. Whereas Dynasty, like, you know, everybody's up here and, you know, I'm down here and I'm just trying to catch up. Yeah, so it's just a different approach, and it's a lot more stressful because if you know me, I'm kind of like a perfectionist, like to a degree. So if I'm not getting there, I get really hard on myself. So I would say that's just like probably the biggest difference. It's just a noticeable gap in experience. But I didn't realize how much I had learned from the team until after I was off the team. Like while I was on Dynasty, I was like, yo, I'm not learning shit. Like, this is rough. And then once I left the team and I started playing elsewhere, it all started clicking and coming in. And then, yeah, that too, Sal.
As far as someone else, I thought the reffing was good. And even like we had one little error in our game where someone got a minor and they accidentally pulled too many people. And then it was Joe in a 2-on-1. And so they restarted it with them in their bunkers, which is good to make it right. There's always like little things here and there, but I think that the refereeing at WCPL they do a good job of not implementing calls that are like just nail in the coffin devastator calls that, like, you know, maybe questionable, and like they spend time to like make it right and look over it and, you know, listen to you know, whoever's in charge and talk amongst themselves. So like I haven't heard as many like stories as you probably heard in like the past, how like really devastating bad calls have been made. I don't really hear too much of that. So I think it's pretty cush.
Dude, WCPPL is such an amazing league. I unfortunately had a pretty bad experience the one event that I played there.
Yeah.
And I haven't played since, but I've been wanting to play. But now, obviously, like flying to Baltimore, the amount that I'm flying, it's hard to justify taking more time off to play an event.
Sure.
Even though I did want to play Portugal and I had it all set up, but.
So these, let me just show you, like, basically, like, I'll just show you what happened to us in this final match. And this was just mainly for Premier, not in D5 that we won with the Lords. Is a little bit, people are spreading out a little bit more, just because the people shooting aren't as experienced. But like this breakout was like essentially, and then there was a guy.
That was a WC layout?
Yes. Let me fill this in. Boom.
If you guys have any questions, just send them in the chat.
Yeah, this was like the safest spots to get to. These here. Oh.
Was it worth risking out wide, like running? Seems like a very down the center kind of field.
You know, it was until we played these guys, and like the first point, these spots were relatively easy to get to. This tower and they were like the safest spots, and they shot like both of our guys off the break.
Really?
Yeah. These two guys in the home were just shooting shots insane, like 80%. And so it became really hard. So we had to start kind of utilizing this middle area. But with this setup, so like it was really easy to come through this middle and come into the other team's side. But to really benefit from it, you needed one of these guys to move, right? Because as they move, you get to shoot them. But they kind of stayed in this pocket and just outpatient most of the teams. I mean, they didn't play like this the entire tournament, but they did a good job against us doing that. And then also, like, they were using a bounce shot off this pin into Joe, into the back center. And it was just, it made it
that
like...
was coming in from the back center guy?
I don't know if it was maybe this guy on the snake tower or it was the home, but they were shooting this pin and it was going into the back center. That's wild. Yeah. And so Joe couldn't really play there. We had to send him out. We were able to get like a few points back, but it kind of just, they just slow bled us out. ABJ was there. I was really impressed too. ABJ on your play, like he and Yosh was coaching them, but ABJ was doing a good job. He would go here and he would go to their side and clean up, or he would just sprint straight to this snake. And you could, if no one was shooting here, you just go around into their side.
I mean, was it makeable to go out wide though?
To come here?
Yeah, or I mean, even anywhere on the Dorito side, because you said they were dying going to that tower, but was it safe?
But
to
that
run
was so that was not until the finals. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, this was one of the hardest gaps to get through over here, but people did start making it. This guy shooting across, because this whole area over here, and I guess this is good for.
It's just safe to stand there, huh? This
is good for everyone that's still going to be maybe playing this layout. Is that this like entire area kind of here was relatively safe, and you could put like 2 people here, one person shooting these cuts like this, and then you could also have them shooting this, and this was a huge gap, this big area here after you pass the tower. So you could, if you timed it right, you get through. And that was one good thing that they were doing. Every like third point, they would just pass this tower, Dorito tower, and go right to the Dorito one, and it would be unexpected. But what happened was like everyone was kind of spreading their guns and like making sure to keep paint here just in case someone ran. Yeah. But the tendency was that like as the tournament went into the farther rounds, people were just stopping at this tower, and so a lot of people would give up putting that gun on the Dorito side and add it to somewhere else, whether that was up the middle or shooting at insert spots, and that left it open to make moves out there. We had our Angel Frutos, Angel, obviously. Yeah. He was dominating in the middle, like through the tournament, like feasting, going through to their side. If a guy would go in the snake, he would just go around, come into their side, shoot him. He would be able to get into this outside snake, play this can, come up. But the snake side definitely I think was probably the strongest. It was just a little difficult if a team knew how to counterattack on it. But yeah, I mean, it was, like Archie said. Archie, we could even get you in here if you're free.
You think?
Oh, Alex too said to send him the link.
It's tough with like, what, 3 days, 2 days on the layout, right? It's like.
Well, yeah, you just get to walk it, and then you start.
Do you think they test these layouts before putting them up?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I thought before that Thomas was helping design some of these layouts. I mean, this.
Dude, because they've been crushing in the U.S. Like NXL, like this last layout was by far my favorite layout to play. It like involved the most critical thinking, I think, out of any layout.
100%.
And that made
and for me, I was saying that like in the last 10 years. Like how
I've ever played since I started playing.
You know what's crazy too is I was telling our TJ guys too. I don't think you were at this practice. But I was like, man, so this is tough because I know how to explain the layout the way it should be played, but for in divisionals, I don't think you can play it like that. And we did. We tried it, and we different. We were playing Narcos that weekend, and we were getting worked at the beginning.
Really?
And then so I was like, so we have to go away from it, and this is difficult because I'm trying to explain how the way I'm explaining what we need to do to like win points at the practice was kind of like was the wrong thing, and so it was hard for me to like say that, and I kept being like, we should do this, but it's the wrong thing, and this is how you counter it. If they decide to do that, we're gonna get our shit pushed in. But yeah, that was an extremely technical field.
It was, but dude, it was the most fun. Like, I think a lot of teams got exposed during that layout. Like, it was the most cohesive. Required the most cohesiveness
for sure,
teamwork to excel. And I mean, to be quite like honest, like going into that event, you know, with a whole brand new team, I mean, it's kind of hard to expect a crazy lot.
Yeah.
Right. You know, you're hoping to go in there just like learn and like grow and build off each other. But like, I mean, not to talk about us, but I mean, 4 overtimes, that was tough. But I mean, we were right there. I think a lot of luck played into this field as well. And I hate to like put luck into it, but dude, I mean, it was just wild. Oh!
Dang, bro. Didn't make it to
wait, we can't hear you. I can see a beautiful face, but I can't hear a beautiful voice.
Lockdown, baby. Can you hear me now?
Is your mic on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there. Wait. Good?
Yeah, can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, I think so.
Dang, Damien. Lockdown, dude. No Portugal for you.
Well, I know. I was gonna go too, but I was like, dude, it's like a 12-hour flight. Like, the event is like an hour and a half away from the city. I'm like, I don't know. I was just at
I had to get Arturo a jersey. That's why I was hitting you up.
Oh, were you? Oh, he's out there?
Yeah, he had a jersey situation, so I was trying to get him a jersey.
Why aren't you out there?
Dude.
Come on, dude.
I got kids. Got a life. Like money.
Yeah, well.
I've done it, dude. I had a whole other life where I did all that stuff.
You did. Isn't that crazy?
This is my new life.
Isn't it crazy and like how you're past that already?
Yeah. It's over, bro. The passage of time. Do you guys watch the season finale of White Lotus?
Yeah.
Dude, are you guys on? Is everybody stuck on White Lotus? My girlfriend keeps telling me to watch White Lotus, and she's obsessed with it. But I can't.
Bro, Kyle, you gotta watch this show about treasure hunting. Did you see that one?
No.
So it's a 3-parter. It's called, I think, Gold and Greed.
Okay.
So the thing is it's a story of this guy who hid this box of treasure in the Rocky Mountains somewhere. And it was like, I don't know, $1 million+ worth of treasure of gold and shit. And he wrote a book, and in the book, there was like a poem that were clues to where the treasure was, right? So
yeah,
you know, it was like this frenzy, and people like 10 years went by until somebody fucking found the treasure, and then there's a whole twist in the documentary. So there's like a new fucking treasure hunt. It's crazy. You got to check it out.
Huh.
And it's just, I mean, the most interesting thing about it is how wacky these treasure hunter people are. But yeah, it's a thing.
What about Landman?
I don't know, man. It's too much for me.
I can't get into it. I watched it. That's it.
I watched it. I you know, Billy Bob is great, but yeah, I don't know. The Taylor Sheridan thing is just, it's played out.
To that scene, just going back to White Lotus, where the group of friends, the girls, have that really open, honest conversation at the dinner table. That was cool. That was a really good scene.
It was a good scene. Yeah.
And she's
we had that conversation before.
Yeah.
Many times.
And she's like, it's not religion. It's not someone. I believe in time. I was like,
yeah.
That was good.
What are you guys talking about?
We were talking about the
layout.
We were talking about WC.
You were talking about some type of a layout.
We
were
kind
talking
of
about
were.
the-
We were a little bit, but we've kind of.
Layout boys.
No,
But that's
no.
why I waited to ask you to.
I was like just so like in awe with that Tampa layout, and that like made me like so excited to play. And I
Dude,
was
you
like,
did great, bro.
I was
You
so
did great, Damien. I was rooting for you every time. It was all 1-pointer games. You guys are gonna be good though. You guys are gonna be good.
yeah. I think we have a lot to grow.
You
on.
were
There's a lot
always
of
in the
lessons.
mix, dude.
I must
I
have
was like,
watched this.
dude, that's my boy. And you were always in the mix in those moments too. Like you survived it and you were existing and yeah, you played well, man.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a lot of lessons there. I mean, 4 overtimes was Jesus
All right,
Christ, man.
name one lesson.
Honestly, just stay in that specific layout. Just like stay alive, man. Like there's,
Okay.
it's this. Damn it,
Okay.
Alex. Shit.
Alive. Okay.
Uh,
Okay, stay alive. Got it? Okay. What
hey.
else? Give me something else.
Okay. Wait. Stay alive. Quédate
How about-
vivo.
Wait, what?
Quédate vivo.
Vivo. That's stay alive.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't die.
Yeah, that might be a good one. Survive.
You know what? There's a profound difference between stay alive and don't die, and I am proud of you for using stay alive instead of don't die.
Yeah, there's this half full, right?
Alex, can you see us, by the way?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I was just making sure.
yeah. You look like an idiot.
It's here, like our faces aren't showing up on the Zoom thing, but it's working.
Dude, look at all those goggles back there.
Yeah, Ryan's got all. Dude, we could probably. I think like some of these
Should we
goggles.
just give them away? Do a giveaway?
I think some of
Dude,
these goggles
where is Ryan?
It's late where he's at because he had to go to Montreal and it's like midnight, I think, or 1 there.
And he can't get up and do the show?
Yeah.
What do you want? What are you talking about? Montreal?
He's in a different country, dude.
7:30 there.
Dude, he tried getting me.
I
but
almost got him though.
I've come a long way.
Yeah, he's got his important business meetings.
I think we should. I think
Oh
we
yeah,
should
because
give 'em away.
their plant is up there. They're probably trying to figure out the tariffs. Bring in Ryan, the economist.
Oh yeah, true.
Ryan, the economist, Greenspan.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Look at all the love I'm getting in here. Billy Casey, what up?
Babe,
Oh, Billy, bro. My Sebastian, my son, he's 3, and Billy Casey, he lives around here. He works for this huge contractor, and he manages these giant projects. And he let us go drive an excavator one day, me and Sebastian. It was badass. So yesterday, Sebastian, this is like a year ago. Sebastian yesterday looks at me and he's like, "Dada, after camp, can I go drive the excavator?" I'm like, "That's kind of like a special thing." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
He's like, I'll let it happen.
But it was dope, man. That's a lifetime. That's a great one. Oh, seriously, it's come out, bro. All right. We'll arrange it. But yeah, no, I was gonna go maybe do some drills tomorrow morning with Yosh out at Ryan Podesta's field.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, let it rip. Yeah, don't tell Osha. Yeah. Sorry, Billy. I probably shouldn't have said that in public.
I saw Yosh this weekend
We
coaching.
filled out a waiver. You saw Yosh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're there too. He's just in the other room.
Yeah, he was out there coaching.
Yosh! Yo! What do you think of the layout?
ABJ was there. He's in here too. He was playing with Yosh's team, Alliance.
Yeah, he played lights out.
Dude, ABJ was dominating, and I could not get. I'm pretty good at reading the box, and I could not. He was juking me.
And Grayson won
Yeah, they beat us.
in the finals.
Yeah.
Dang, bro. But you don't play.
No, Joe Barrett played with us.
These guys want to talk about the layout.
Oh, shoot. What up, dudes?
What up?
How's it going?
Good. You?
Dude, look how sick this is, dude. Field 1 full
Uh,
dragon, dude.
Going great.
Go.
Going great.
Dude, I would get. Yosh was doing something I've never experienced before, but I was at the net, and right at the 10 seconds, I'm about to call like what their box looked like, and Yosh is like, "Hey, how you doing?" And but it was like it wasn't like mean or anything. It was just pure. So I was like, "Wait, I gotta say hi to Yosh, and I gotta call this." And it's like 8-7. Like, I see what you did there. That's good.
Dude, you had no chance anyway of calling that out.
Yeah,
you can't be a dick to Yosh either.
Still beat us.
Yeah.
Still beat us.
dude. AVJ, he was on it with those.
Oh wait, you were
the
playing
switches.
them at that point? What were you doing on their side of the field?
There's no rules.
All right.
I think there are rules,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I was wondering about that, but like, I'm not gonna be like, hey, get this really nice guy, Yosh, on his side. Like, that's the last person. It was funny, and we were one of the first game of my D4 team's match. We were playing Grayson Gladstone's team. It was like 7 a.m. It's freezing cold. The refs are just like running onto the field, and this team. The team we're playing, they get their 3 guys on the box, and 2 guys are running onto the field. They're by the corner as the horn goes off. He lets them get all the way to the box and touch up and start, and then they beat us. Like, the horn went off as they were in the snake corner, and they made it all the way to the box, and they let them play. And I'm freaking out. And
all I have to do is tag up, right?
and Grayson's like, "Oh, it's fine, let it go." I was like, "Bullshit, you wouldn't let it go if it was on your side."
Did you beat him?
No. No, we lost.
Tough one.
Yeah.
It's tough to swallow.
Yeah.
Dude, Joe Barrett's in here too.
Yeah, let's get him in here.
Go.
Top is. Baby. Dude, congrats on another second place, bro.
Joe, turn your phone sideways.
It's all right though. Listen, have you ever heard of the lofty curse?
The lofty curse?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
So, when we started getting serious about paintball, we were on the local team was called Lofty, and we were like on Lofty 3, which was like the Muppet like version of the team. But it was like me, Ryan Yosh, and like whatever, bunch of guys that ended up like becoming Dynasty eventually. But we played in so many tournaments. We were novice, and we got second place every time, dude.
Oh my fucking god!
For probably like, I don't know, a couple of years. It was
Yeah,
like second place, and we called it the Lofty Curse. And it wasn't like one team had our number. Like, we'd just get to the finals and get like worked by whoever we were playing. And then
For several years.
I mean, look,
2 years, I think.
yeah.
Don't worry, Joe.
There's no clinical discovery about the actual length of the Lofty Curse. But yeah. It's a thing. But it's a good thing. It's a good curse to have, because eventually it becomes the first place curse.
Let me ask you. This is a question that's been on my mind for now 2 events in a row. How did you get over it? Like, was there a certain lesson you guys learned, or a certain thing that then you executed that time that you finally got out of second and won the finals?
Yeah, let me check my notes. Don't die. It's right here. Damien.
Don't die.
Wake up, Damien. Come on, man. You missed my joke, bro. You're not even gonna laugh. It's a reference from earlier in the show.
AVJ.
What's up, Archie?
Sorry, Alex. I missed
Dude.
it. Dude, I'm sorry.
All right, whatever. I would say no. Keep playing. Keep playing is
No.
keep playing paintball is the remedy.
Don't give up.
That's
keep
easy enough.
Keep trying.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Joe, you just did a podcast with Dan Shelley. I want to listen to that.
Oh, dude, I love talking to that guy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it and doing it too, and Yosha's too.
Yeah, several of you guys, all 3 of you guys have been on there, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, he has a good way of
Archie, turn your
getting
phone
into the
sideways.
deep stuff, you know.
Oh
Yo,
yeah.
I get them legs.
There you go.
Let me borrow them. I know a surgeon that can do it.
Archie, what up, huh?
You don't want Alex's legs, Archie.
I bet I don't.
Thing's tough. You don't want these old legs.
I can't do this anymore.
What's wrong with
Archie
that?
was everywhere.
Oh, Damien, why you didn't play the tournament?
Dude, I'm wired.
You had practice?
Where was I?
Practice, right?
Yeah, I was at practice.
Was it?
Wait,
No, you weren't.
That was the
No, I
week
wasn't.
before.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Damien, you're like, I'm wired. I gotta go give out some tickets.
No,
I gotta go see my quota.
no. I don't know. I had said it earlier. Like, I had a bad experience with WCPPL, my first event ever. And ever since then, I just like never really cared too much to play it. But now I'm kind of past it, and now I'm like, all right, I want to start playing it again. So I'll probably try to play this next event.
Oh yeah.
This Stay Alive tip actually came from Damon. He said he learned a lot of stuff at the last tournament, and
Alex, you can't like air them out until I get all my tips, like until I get all my like lessons.
Okay, what else do we learn?
Damien's commandments.
I'll interject like whenever I get them, I'm gonna throw them at you.
Damien's commandments. How many are there gonna be? Just so we can kind of know how much space we need
I
to
don't know. What was the? I mean,
Damien's commandments: stay alive, get wired. Is that or don't get wired?
Don't get too wired.
Don't get too wired.
yeah. Just yeah. Don't die.
No, I crossed out don't die.
Okay.
Yeah, unless we'll add that. Don't stay alive and don't die.
Okay. No, I'm a lot more positive recently. And thanks to Kyle.
Be positive.
He sent me this
Be positive,
podcast.
yes.
It's the most insane listen, and do we give it to the people?
Yeah. You, Alex, you might, Yoshi, or Joe, all you guys probably. Actually, Joe, I think I was talking to you about it too. That guy, Naval Raven, I don't know.
Dude, that is
You
the
just
most
told me about
insane
this.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour long.
It's crazy.
On that podcast, Modern Wisdom, with Chris. I don't know what his last name is.
Chris Williamson.
Yes.
But
Modern Wisdom?
it's just good perspective on life and work, everything.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. You ready? Like here it is. Right here it is. Dude, this is gonna be the
Go ahead.
greatest
Yeah,
line.
yeah,
This is gonna be
it's
the
all
greatest
you.
line I've ever heard. You sacrifice happiness to achieve success. So then once you achieve success, you chase happiness to try to find it.
Sounds like a big circle.
That's rough.
Dude,
That's why I
that's-
don't. That's why I don't try to explain this stuff unless the person watches it, because they're not gonna.
yeah, you're right.
They're not gonna. They're not gonna
We're-
be able to
we're-
empathize with
you're
you
right,
till you.
you're
So
right.
yeah.
No, I know what you mean though. My dad has this like stupid like cutout news article magneted to his fridge, and it's like this guy talking to like a bum, you know what I mean, like a homeless surf bum, and the other guy's obviously like a business guy. He's in a suit, and he's like, "Why don't you work hard? Don't you want success? Don't you want you know, like a life of freedom? Don't you want to do what you want? Don't you want to like live at the beach?" And then it's like, don't you want ... and the surf bum's just sitting there, you know, because it's like he's already doing that.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I've chosen to just do that rather than work really hard, and then all of that leads to the freedom I'm looking for. I'll just be free immediately.
Still needs health insurance.
That's the more complex part. Or if you have kids or something like that, yeah.
There was something good on there too. I forgot. I'm gonna like butcher it because I don't remember exactly how I said it. But he's like, I don't really like. He's like, not that I don't like discipline my kids, but I don't really try to like push them to live like and have my specific like perspective and views. He's like, at the end of the day, they're like, they need to survive. So when I like release them, I want that into the wild essentially. Like, I want them to have their own like inner beast in them. And not have to think that like they have to say yes to everyone in the world or back down to everyone and like live under everyone else's rules, which I thought was cool because sometimes I always be like, Ryan, get Sloan, she can't be saying this stuff, or like what like like give some discipline or something like that. But then I like that was a cool like perspective change for me too. Is like, you know, obviously there's a boundary, but like not too much.
Different schools of thought there, and what you're describing is something called natural consequences. So if Alice says, I don't want to do my homework, I'm not doing it, you know, I could either make her do it for her, or I could say, all right, I can't make you do it, show up to school with no homework, and you deal with the consequences. So, you know, there's ways to, you know, apply discipline without having to do too much in certain situations, right? But your job is to
Let someone else apply the discipline.
and that is effective in a lot of times. Yeah, like, I'll just let Mike Hinman apply the discipline.
You gotta be
I
careful with that
saw this one you'd appreciate the other day. It says, If the Millennium Falcon can be a piece of junk and fall apart continuously for decades and still be cool and kick ass, then so can you. There you go, dude. That's my motivation.
That is sweet. Archie, what do you think? You got kid?
I just started whooping ass, dog. Shit. I was brought up in the old school, but no, I'm a little more patient with my kids, man. Instead of taking the route my parents used to take, I'm a little more patient and kind of understanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking the cycle.
Yep. Trying to.
What'd you think? Sorry, Alex, you got something?
Yeah, we can ask the same question. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What did you think of the layout?
Tournament.
Oh.
I try to avoid layout questions when you're around.
Sushi.
All I see is Alex walking around with his camera just taking photos. I'm like, hell yeah.
Dude.
It was
The
great.
layout was fun, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was super fun. I mean, I only say that because Yosh had me running around everywhere and
He was everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, I
Everywhere.
like that. I like that you were playing everywhere.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that was pretty smart. It's like less scoutable. Of course, Archie's a snake guy. He's gonna go to the snake every time. But I was glad that we were able to change stuff up. And,
Impossible to scout.
yeah, man.
Even on the box, it was still unpredictable.
I'll tell you this, Archie. Yosh walked in here on Monday morning. He looked at me, he threw his hat on the ground and said, God, Archie played like shit.
Yosh, you backdoored me, dog.
Nah, just kidding. You said you were an ace. You said you were an ace. Yeah, you said it.
It was fun though, very fun. That was my first tournament back in 4 years, and then my first time ever at SC Village. So yeah, nice turnout. Is it still considered the mecca of paintball, or has it gone somewhere else?
I don't know. Maybe it's coming back. It's pretty busy out there.
Yeah, I think there was 140 teams. Something
Yeah,
like
man.
That's actually a lot.
It felt like a mecca to me. I've never seen a field with that many people.
Yeah,
They're growing.
NXL events?
but not besides NXL.
Besides that,
Like
I don't think I've ever.
Yeah.
You're
Come on, dude.
all right.
I got to play against Barefoot Pookie.
Who's Barefoot Pookie?
Joe Barrett.
I like that.
Oh, Barefoot. Yeah, how should I know? It's either Harrison or Joe, one of the two.
Oh, Joe. That's Joe.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a fun battle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that was
I
my
wanna-
favorite match. That one.
It was a good match. You were definitely going off in that game. Like, I think all the points you guys won, it was you getting the points, like forcing your will. And sometimes your team would just be, dying around you, or we'd be winning a little faster on the Dorito side.
Yeah,
But yeah, you were playing excellent that whole match.
thanks, man.
Archie and Yosh, did you guys get to see the final?
No.
So it was pretty wild, and I think it was the first time that we had seen that, but they basically went like hardcore pocket, so just a little mini wing, double home, and the two towers. Most of the time Snake Tower was crossed, and then the Dorito Tower was like pivoting, and there like the only deviation was run the Dorito one sometimes, and they like dominated like that. They didn't even really need to do too much. It's a little rough. But like it was just
So,
it was interesting because it was way different. What?
You weren't able to get in the snake too?
I think on the first point they shot that wing and our Dorito Tower off the break, and then like points after continuously, like their shots were insane on the outsides, like even to the short shots.
Sounds like the paintball fit treatment.
It felt exactly the same as that game.
Yeah, I think Joe
They
said
started
that.
early, dude. They started early.
But yeah, it was interesting.
Did you start early?
Did you start early?
It was interesting too because we
got a
late
start.
like
Or
I didn't really
just
see
one
any games like that, or like a lot of teams having to beat that. So we didn't. I don't know. Like it was a little hard to troubleshoot playing against that, like continuously without the other team giving you anything.
The best way to win. Nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And a
Damien.
million pods.
What do you got? What else for the commandments? What else did you learn?
Hold on, man. You can't just throw it out like that.
Give you 5 minutes or so in between each one, so just have one on deck. You can't say anything during the show, so just like sit there and think about it.
Well, he's got to learn something from NR last week. What happened last week, man?
Oh, dude. The cop in me came out for a second.
It did what?
The narc came out of me for a second.
Uh-oh.
He's the cop.
Jesus.
Dude, I got a ticket yesterday, Damien.
You did?
Cell phone, using my cell phone in the car.
I got one of those recently. I have a good
Like,
website.
Hey, you're using your cell phone. I'm like, yeah, you got me.
I can't complain.
Yeah. I'm like, look, man, I gotta go pick up my kids right now. Can you just get it over with? He's like, yeah.
I've seen Kyle on the phone more than not when he's driving.
And
That's wild.
I got autopilot. Isn't that what that's for?
Yeah,
Pretty
whatever,
much.
bro.
When I got mine, it wasn't too long ago, and I was actually headed over here to Ryan's, and I was like doing work. I was writing in my notepad questions for our guests that we had over, and the cop pulls up next to me, and he just waits. So I look up, and then he's like, "Yeah, pull over."
Wow.
Dude, I'll drive by and I see somebody on my phone. I'll like hit my lights for a quick second. And I'll be like, no, bad. And they're just, dude, it's the funniest thing. It's great.
Dude, you're the man, bro.
No, but, dude, we were playing, Arsenal up in NR, not last week and the weekend before. And dude, we have one guy on our team, Evan Manners and, Steven. And they were just like going back and forth. I mean, they're both very like passionate individuals when it comes to like obviously just practice or whatever, and they like went at it and they just like squared up in front of each other, and then I see it and I'm like out of left field, I come running. I'm like, yo dude, and I fucking push him back and they're just going at it and I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be bad. And this is like Saturday, like midday. I'm like, this whole practice is screwed.
Guys on the same team.
No.
Opposite team.
Mara. Oh, Mara.
Oh,
yeah.
Steven O'Mara.
Steven, yeah.
I thought someone else.
It was like 4 different people, dude. It was ongoing all weekend. But I mean, it was still a good practice. Just it was a shit show for a little
Put in
bit.
jail.
Nobody, but I was gonna make the joke. I realized sometimes there's the right time to make a joke, and that wasn't it, so I didn't do it.
You're just figuring that.
But I wanted to.
You have keep handcuffs in your gear bag?
No, but I should. Thank you.
Like pink one,
All right.
pink fuzzy ones.
I'm gonna do that.
Always carry your handcuffs.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Always carry it. Wait,
Yeah,
make
like-
sure you always have a key. I can tell you about a story about that one.
I think you did tell it on here before.
No, I don't think I did, and I don't think I ever will.
I keep building these things. You guys are great.
All right, later, Yosh.
Hey, Yosh.
So, what have you been doing, Arj?
Shit, I'm at home, bro. I got sick from the event. I don't know how I
Dude,
got it.
I think I was feeling that too with the dust.
Man, bro, I'm like, I got a cold. I've been working from home for the past 2 days, so just chilling, man. Got back early Saturday. Got to spend time with the family. Caught the Giants game.
Yeah.
Did you watch that opening day game?
I went to opening night, but not opening day.
Opening day at the ballpark here in San Francisco.
Yes, sir.
That
And,
was sick though.
Well, it was good.
That 11th inning heroics.
right? That was crazy.
Oh, you guys.
We caught the night game, though.
Wait, there was a doubleheader?
No. It was a night. I caught the night game on Saturday night,
Oh, the next day, yeah.
the next day. So I went to opening night. Well, I consider opening night.
So with you, Joe, where are you?
Yeah, man.
I am in a hotel room in Lisbon, Portugal. It is now 1
Damn,
something in the morning.
straight to Portugal?
Yep.
Dude, jet lags,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, shit.
I flew from WCPPL back to my house. I had time to like do my gear laundry, repack my bag, take a nap, and then I went right back to the airport, and now I'm here in Portugal.
I'm jealous.
It's a good time. I was just out at Harrison and Woody from Aftermath. We've
Wow.
pretty much already walked around this whole old town area. Went to a karaoke bar. Had a shitload of good food, some good port wine. It's pretty sweet.
That's where they make it there in Portugal, right there. Port wine.
Yep.
That's the kind
Porto.
of I don't get headaches or hangovers from.
Yeah, it is sweet.
think
You gotta
much
drink a
of
ton of
that.
water before you go home, or go to bed.
Half a glass of port is enough.
You'll be all right. Turn until Friday, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and go see a bunch of castles.
Hey man, go catch a soccer game too.
Is soccer happening right now? I don't really follow soccer.
I think so. It's like fucking Real Madrid, Barcelona. What part of Portugal are you guys closest
Happening all
to?
the time.
The major town.
We're in Lisbon.
Is that Barcelona?
Benfica.
You know?
Is it what?
Is it closer to Barcelona?
Honestly, I have no clue.
My
Well,
man.
you're going close to Barcelona. That's in Spain. That's a different country.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
tripping. I'm
Joe,
bad,
did you go home first and then fly out? Like, how long was your break there?
Went home for probably like 8 hours.
Damn.
Dude, you're on the circuit right now, bro. You're gonna be on fuego.
Who are you
I'm
playing
on a
with?
sick one. I'll
You're gonna
come
be
home.
peaking at the tournament.
I'll come home, and in 2 days, I'll fly right back out to you guys for dynasty practice.
Oh shit.
It's nonstop.
Who are you
But,
playing with, Joe?
Spooky.
I'm playing with a Belgium team called BM United.
BM.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the BM stand for. I actually didn't ask them, but they're basically right on the border, some town between Belgium and Germany. So half of their guys are like from each spot. They all seem real cool. And
They should change
I've
your name
played
to
with
Belgian Waffles.
that'd be a good name for a team. I like that.
Well, there's a lot of people out there. I think Meter's out there.
Yeah, Silos for my team. Mark Johnson.
T.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Blake.
Yeah, quite a few people. Yeah, Blake is out
Blake's
there.
out there.
Artie's out there.
Arturo,
Chris Shear's out there.
Grayson,
Harry.
um,
Cody.
Jeremy, Doan.
Yeah, there's quite
There's
a
a few
few
of them.
people.
Is that's more than usual too for like US pro players?
Did they change the rules?
No.
No, still only one per team in pro or semi-pro. And no, I'd say that's about average. Like I want to say it's always like it always feels like it's rotating like 10 to 15 guys, because that's like about filling out a USA team roster. So whenever you're over here, it's like about that much. And I feel like at one time it was more, but then with the new rule, most teams are like, well, we could spend a bunch of money flying over one of you US guys, or we could save a lot of money and fly in one of the Russian Legion guys who are like right here already. So a lot of the pro teams have one of the Russians on.
But that's a barrel of laughs.
And Molloy still with Scalp, yeah?
No, actually, he was gonna be, but that's why Arturo is now with Scalp.
Oh.
Maybe he had like a visa issue for this event or something, but Arturo is back with Scalp for this season.
Dude, that's so tight. Like, if you're one of the Russian guys and you want to get out of something, you're just like, oh, my visa, my visa. Like, it's super-
Yeah, I guess you can do that, huh?
yeah. Oh, my visa. Oh, you don't want to go? Oh, no, my visa.
True. But we have, I mean, you could make up some excuse. You could say your passport's about to expire.
I
So
wish I could use that. Like,
What if they
oh,
say, send me a picture?
honey,
of
it's
it?
time to go out to dinner with the preschool parents. Oh, no, my visa, my visa.
you have kids. You could be like, oh, bro, that weekend it's my, it's my kid's quinceañera or whatever.
My kid.
Wait, why that accent?
Yeah.
There was no accent there.
Alex
My
said, yeah,
kid's
mi
quinceañera.
passport.
No, tapa carne, no chimuelo.
Yeah, like that's Mexican, man.
I learned that one. Marty, if you're watching, shout out.
Yeah. Cover your tracks, sir. Jesus Christ.
So,
Oh,
Artie, or Archie, what's the deal, dude? You just, you're ripping it?
What you mean?
Oh, you're playing with Yosha's guys, and then you're playing with Arsenal?
Yes, sir.
Damn, bro, you're on the circuit too.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to ask you something, Archie. You've been coached by quite a few coaches now, and you were in the Hinman camp for a bit, and that's more like the hard nosed, like let's see if you can do better until there's nothing else to yell at you. But Yosh is a different type of guy. So how is it learning from, kind of a more calm, like methodical type teacher? Like you find he's maybe one of the better coaches you've ever had?
I think so. Yeah, for sure. I think his calmness within the pits, it sets the mood for the morale in the pit, right? And then everyone's pretty much cool, calm, collective. We go over things pre-game, and we have a discussion like, hey, if you made any mistakes, or if you see something, or if you got bounced or shot break, you go straight to Yosh. He makes a fair assessment, you know what I mean? And he's not, constantly on your case. He knows that you made the mistake. So, it's up to you if you're gonna, rebound from that or get better. But just overall, I mean, fucking Yosh is just a dope ass person, man. And being alongside him has been a pleasure.
Do you prefer somebody that's like very like not standoffish, but like very much lets you reflect on your own like mistakes and progress throughout an event, or do you prefer somebody that's more like hands-on, like more assertive and more like yeah?
I think the preference would be like, someone that's kind of in between. I think someone that's firm. So for my personal preference, I'd probably choose like what was he? Oh damn, why am I drawing a blank? He was my coach on Notorious. Ryan Gray.
Mm.
Like he's kind of like a happy medium where it's like he'll kind of blow up on you, but it's not like a full-fledged. But he's definitely letting you know you did something wrong, right? But he's also very has a great critique. He's not beating you into the ground, right? It's like all right, well, we could do this better. Don't fuck it up again, right? But it's a firm. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I wish pro teams had, like in football, there's like, offensive coordinator, defense coordinator. There's like a whole coaching staff. Sometimes I wish pro teams had a practice coach and then an event coach, because I think they're two different things. Like at practice, you kind of want that coach who's like more strict and like kind of mother effing you on every mistake, because you're going to be making mistakes. It's practice. And you want that guy to keep demanding more and more accountability out of you. But at the event, you don't really want that big guy, because you're not going to play perfect and flawless all event, right? You're not going to just win every game 6-0. So you kind of want a coach that just like moves on from the mistake you just made and is more about the X's and O's, just more emotionless and analytical. Because if he motherfucks you there, the energy of that match might be like, you're like, oh shit, well now I'm not, confident in that thing I want to do, because I just got told that, I'm fucking up most of this game. So I feel like you kind of want a different coach for each situation.
Yeah, I think the most important attribute for a coach would be to manage the personalities on his team, not necessarily like try to coach the game, right? Like really, I think in a lot of cases, his job is to understand how he can get the most out of his players, each one of them, right? Like telling a guy like, you fucked up, like maybe a driving factor to him and make him play better. But telling another guy that might make him shut down and feel like, oh, I feel bad about that, and now I'm gonna like go into a shell and be passive aggressive in my mind. It's like, fine, they don't fucking want me here or whatever, So it's like important for the coach to realize the different personality types there, right? Like you got a guy like Damien that just has like just straight rocks bouncing around in his brain, and you're like, okay, you get out there and like dangle the carrot in front of him, and you're probably gonna get a good performance. And yelling at him is you're gonna get nowhere, because it doesn't even process. So,
yeah, but you have to have a coach
in
that type of situation, right? And knowing and having that knowledge in each individual player, like, oh, this player has to be talked to a certain way, and I can get away with yelling at this guy because he, like for me, for instance, right? I grew up fucking football coaches getting cussed out, yelled at all the time. My dad was a drill sergeant, so it was just like I was kind of used to it. So when I was in Hinman's camp, it was kind of just whatever, yes sir, no sir, type shit. And then we got to, Ryan Gray, and then Yosh, and I've had some other different coaches now. Chris Jensen, he's a little different in his style. So I think just having the knowledge of, how each player reacts, you know what I mean? I think is definitely a key.
Totally. Certain guys you need to like for me, like the way to get the most out of me is like have confidence in me. Right. If I'm not sure that the coach doesn't have confidence in me, I'm like, fucking, do I have confidence in myself? You know, like, I mean, maybe I'm not to that point right now, but like, you know, I know that that's like kind of my one of my triggers is like, you know, if I don't feel like the guys around me believe in me, then I'm not sure if I believe in myself, right? But being aware of that, I mean, we'll augment that at this point. But like, yeah, I mean, each guy has his own quirks, right? Like if Ryan fucks up, like, dude, I just have to look at him. Like, there's not even he doesn't even have fuck. I don't even have a conversation. Like, there's a look that we have. Like, you know, well, I'll look at him and go like, you know,
Yeah.
you know, that's it. There doesn't even need to be any words. And I feel like it's the same, right, at this point. But there was a certain point where, you know, if someone called me out for fucking up, I would like be like, this is my opinion. You know, this is what I saw. You know, that doesn't really matter. Like, what the truth is and what your truth is can be two completely different things, right? So especially when you're in the moment on the field, dude, you're seeing it one way, and that's pretty much your way.
Yeah.
So you're gonna argue that way when you come off the field. You know, whether it's a win or a loss, you know, it's like you're trying to fine tune it to where you want to make yourself appear like you were doing the right thing.
Right.
Because at that time, in your mind, it was the right thing. That's why you're doing it, because you trying to fucking win the game. And there's reasons, right? Like Damien, I remember having this, like, when you were on the team all the time with you, you're like, okay, why were you doing that? Okay, it's because of this. Or someone would say, hey, Damien, what the fuck? Why didn't you do this instead of that? You're like, well, because this, right? And you're always like, you got in this rhythm of like constantly trying to defend yourself, which is annoying as fuck, but a valuable lesson, right? Like I went through that point too, like in my professional life and in my relationship,
For sure.
you know, like fuck, you know, my wife tells me, hey, you did this, you fucked up. I'm like, well, no, I didn't, because blah blah blah. Maybe, you know,
Yeah.
and her,
Sorry.
you can't take that away.
I'll have to.
I always too when I'm coaching, like if I have the time, not really as much at a tournament, but like what were you like what did you think the situation is before I like, where do you think these guys were? Did you know there was a guy, you know, that was in this area? To hear like their thought process first before I'm like, why the hell did you do that? And like, or start wrapping the tape and the guy's in the corner, and then you're like shitting on them, and they like in their mind that was like non-existent. So it's like, you know, imagine like I think a lot of coaches too, like they might rip somebody, but it's like, you know, sometimes there's those side of the fields where you can't possibly, if you're out on the tape, control anyone's movement. It's not on you, but you're getting ripped, you know, like, or it'd be like, did you hear that person talking to you? Because he said snake corner or whatever, something like that, you know, before you start just like ridiculing them, and they're like, well, I had no idea that was the case. You know?
And you'll see a guy in that situation be like, I can't even fucking see the guy, you know, like something like that, you know.
I think
not the move.
I think for me, like, one thing I learned, especially on Dynasty too, was like, everybody like always gives Marcelo a lot of shit for being like very loud and vocal. Obviously, like, it goes to show like how much he cares about the game and wants to like succeed. But I definitely learned not to say anything back. And even now, when there's somebody that's, I don't know, playing Division 3, just as an example, and they might want to say something to me, like even then I would still listen, because one thing that I wanted to change was, you know, it's like there's my perspective, there's your perspective on why we did things. Now the issue is this, so how can we fix the issue? Like there's no like justifying anything, there's no defensiveness. Like the problem is not me and you, right? The problem is this. So how can we better that and not have that problem occur again? And I think it's like all like circumstantial in the sense of like, you got to hold yourself accountable, and you got to like be self-reflective. Like if you are satisfied with your game, then you're not going to care, and you're just going to sit there and just have one shit come into the ear and right out the other. So, but if you want to better yourself and you want to be good, like, I mean, you got to listen too, but at the same time, like, there's a little bit of you that, you know, you want to fire back. You want to be like, no, this is why I did it. Now tell me why what I did is wrong. Like, I want you to know why I did this, and not to defend myself. It's actually the opposite. It's like, I want to tell you what I saw and how I screwed up, and I know I screwed up, but now please tell me why what I did was wrong. But that's an approach that many people can take in a negative, derogatory way, which it did come across that way. So I guess like there's obviously like the fine balance. There's like how can you have best of both worlds, but
I don't know. I definitely was not good at taking criticism for a really long time. I feel like Damien, you did a pretty good job of it when you were on the team.
I like to something for you go.
No.
That Dan Shelley just said that he had Skinny on the podcast, and Skinny talked about why it's important to coach individuals.
Yeah, I think Skinny did a great job coaching me first individually.
Yeah. I told a story on here. There was when I came back that year, or 2022, right at the end at World Cup. He's like, I'd play you more if, but you got to get your survivability up. And I was like, why are you telling me now? What about those other 4 events? I don't know if I cut you off there, but
no.
Well, if you read the Damien's commandments, stay alive is right there at the top.
yeah,
Dude, just don't die, man.
yeah.
Just don't die. It's a game of percentages.
How tired are you? Are you just completely jet lagged?
Who, me?
No, Joe.
Joe. Yeah, Damien. Are you jet lagged?
Pretty tired. Yeah, I flew, 20 something hours, and then I have FOMO, so I landed and immediately started fucking walking around the city and doing shit and eating everything I could find, and then going out for drinks, blah 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 blah. So at this point, I've probably been up for like 40 hours and should go to bed.
Did you get a first class seat or no?
No, I fly with the peasants and the steer in the back.
I seen Harry posting his first class video.
Yeah, he got the nice upgrade. I got the dollar store first class because my row was empty, so I was able to lay down, but the seats are like this, so you're not like, you're not flat. You wake up and your ribs are fucking injured. I got to lay down, but it ain't first class.
If you need to go to sleep too, you're free to hit it whenever you want. Don't feel like you're trapped here in the Spicka Span studio.
I'm here by choice. It's fun.
So Archie, what is Yosh teaching you, dude? I think we were playing you again in the tournament. I was like, dude, don't teach that fool too much.
I know. I'm trying to learn the codes and shit. I was like learning the alliance codes, and I was like, dude, these literally sound nothing like dynasty codes. I was like, what the fuck do you guys like? The codes are all weird. So you don't have to worry about that.
Paintball codes are a funny thing. It's like,
yeah.
Is there really, like, if you told us all your codes, are we really going to learn anything?
Yeah.
Not at all.
If you have a question about any of our codes, I'll tell you right now.
No, he didn't teach me not one thing. So if Yosh is quiet, he's already he's got that unlocked. You don't have to worry about that.
Yosh taught me a new lesson real quick at the tournament. And it's, you can't trust your good friends or even your teammates at tournaments, because we played a match early in the morning on Friday, and then I ran into Yosh, gave him a hug, we're shooting the shit. He's like, oh, how do you like the layout? And I'm like, oh, I like it, it's interesting, blah blah. And he's like, yeah, what do you think about this, that? And we started talking about it, and oh, what spot are you playing? I'm like, oh, I play over here. And I'm like, oh, I know you have a coaching gig now. Who are you coaching? He's like, oh, this team Alliance. I'm like, yeah, what division? And he's like, Premier. And I was like, oh my fucking God, dude. And he starts laughing. I'm like, you just let me game you up on the layout because you guys hadn't played yet, and we're about to play you. Our next match is you guys. And he's like laughing his ass off. And I was like, you motherfucker, dude. You tricked me into, you could have warned me before. And he saw.
Dude, I remember back in the day, we were playing 7-man. We were about to play, I think, Infamous in the finals of this tournament. And I can't remember. I think this is the story. The people I have in the story might be mixed up, but what happened in the story is legit. So we're about to play, and back then you wouldn't really. It was every field was a blind layout. You get to the tournament, and there was like 6 different fields. So and you'd only play like each field twice. So you'd have like the map. You knew what you were gonna do, and you'd map it out, and then you'd like adjust it as you go through the tournament, as you go to different quarterfinals, semifinals, blah blah blah. I think you're playing the semis or maybe even the finals, and there's not many other people around, and each team had like a little tent they were given, right? So there was like walls, and then you get in, you do your game plan, then you go walk out to the field and play. So we're like going over like laboriously this game plan for like 10 minutes. And I walk out after we do the game plan, and right as I'm turning the corner, LaSoya's sitting there right on the other side of the net, or other side of the tent, and he listened to our whole plan. And I was just like, "Fucker, dude!" And so like they just we had to go, and like I was like, "Dude, we gotta make a new plan." This dude just listened to the whole thing, and yeah, just gamed us. It's either him, maybe it was Serena. I'm pretty sure it was LaSoya though. Fucking oldest trick in the book, bro. But yeah, you're right about that. And no friends when you're trying to get it done, even if they were on your team the weekend before.
Hey, this is a good question. We could all give maybe a little short answer. What is the best advice or wisdom you'd give to new pros in the league? What would help a new pro establish themselves, build a name for themselves?
Well, let's consult the list here. Stay alive.
Say a lot.
Don't get too wired.
Too wiry?
Don't confuse that for too weird. It's don't get too wired.
Wire.
I mean,
Be positive. You said that. Always carry handcuffs and the key.
and the key.
Yeah.
The key is key.
Yeah.
Um,
I did pick up another commandment during your soliloquy a minute ago, and that was be self-reflective. And then I wrote literally and metaphorically. For you, literally.
figuratively.
Yeah, literally, because you're so good looking.
What?
Yeah, self-reflective.
Yeah.
No, you're
I would
ahead.
say this.
Oh, what's happening here?
Gotcha here.
Just be yourself out there, and try avoiding the phrase "yeah, but."
Be a sponge.
And I was.
I mean, you can talk like that's the thing. Like, dude, Joe, you came on the team. You're an experienced player. Like, your input is instantly valuable. Like, I appreciate that, and you're not afraid to interject with good shit.
Yeah.
But like, if you find yourself constantly like defending yourself, just stop. Just go out there, play your hardest, listen to what people say, go out there and do it again. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got, Kyle?
Well, I think you're just like trying to soak in as much as you can, and also asking a lot of like questions, because I think a lot of people they want to share, but they're not going to like feel like they need to and like show off or impress everything. So if you find a good way to like talk to me, that like a good Mike Urena is a great example of this. Yes. Alex, and I think you could attest to this, of like he's like, I remember when I came back, that after that Latin Saint season in 2022, we would do the random room draw, and I room with Mikey, and he was one, I like, he had such a good memory about like teams I was on and tournaments.
Crazy, dude.
That I didn't even
crazy.
remember. And he was like, "Hey, what was like, what was your thought process when you made this move in this tournament in 2012?" That I'm like, I gotta see a video. I don't remember like, all this. Like, I don't remember the exact. Sorry, I was a little distracted with Joe giving thumbs up, but I realized what he was doing.
Sorry, continue.
But yeah, like Mikey was like, because he was just trying to get, he's trying to match up. He saw like a good move, but now he has an opportunity to get understanding from me to explain it, and then like wire his brain and like add that to his Rolodex of paintball IQ. So I think that's a big part of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Mike. Mike, stop calling me sir.
Yeah, I did. You don't have to say thank you as much.
What's wild is Mike is like one of the most fun people.
Yeah.
But you would never guess that, like, on a paintball field.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say don't be prideful. Like, just swallow your pride. There's always a lesson in everything. Like, I used to teach dance classes, and like literally like the most basic, students at the most like at the bottom level, like pure foundation of just like learning the most basic steps. Like, there's a lesson in a lot of that, and there's a lot of things I learned, even being experienced and teaching somebody that just started dancing. So there's always a lesson in something, and That's a good one right there. There's always a lesson in something.
I was laughing.
Right. What's your favorite dance move?
Macarena, he said. He told me.
No, dude. The
Let's
cha
see
cha,
it,
the
bro.
cha cha slide.
Show us.
I can't do that. I gotta get. That's an
That's the put your right foot in, shake it all about.
No, that's a hokey pokey.
What's the Macarena? It's like da, da, da,
There you
da,
go.
That's the Macarena.
That's the Macarena. Let's see the hip part. Yeah, and then the shake it off.
Hey, Macarena.
The dog is like.
Macarena.
I was laughing about the Joe. We know, like when you, Mouse, and I were talking, and we're like, we gotta stop like letting everyone have their input on the game plan. Then I was like thinking about it. I was like, that's what I think I attribute to like what helps me coach is I need to collect all that from you guys, and then I can put it all together. I try to just implement like solely my opinion on everything. I don't feel like it, I don't think that's quite the recipe. Maybe sometimes if I'm like 100% sure on it, but you guys are on the field, Like if I'm using this tournament as an example.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I've brought it up like on the show before. I'm like, do we believe that paintball, there's only one right way to play it? Like a layout, there's one right way to play it, but whoever plays that right way the best essentially will come out on top? Or is there just multiple ways to play it right? You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I think
It's the latter. There's not one right way to play a field. There's like, if you play it the way you're trying to play it the right way, you have a good chance.
Yeah.
Like that last tournament, like, dude, Paintball Fit just did the same shit. They fucking did the same breakout every time, And they played it the right way for what they were doing. For sure. And they played it the best. And they were playing reactionary paintball, and they were smart about the situations, right? They knew what they needed to do in different situations throughout the weekend, and were like always in the fight. So yeah, I mean, there's not one way to do it. There's multiple ways to do it. It's about committing to that way as a team.
Yeah. I think that especially the layouts now too, like, I mean, I think there is many different ways to play it, and you also have to play teams maybe slightly different if they're playing a certain style versus like how it was, a few years back with that like big middle structure. I think it was there wasn't that many different things that you could do. It was it was play better than the other team and get shot less and win gunfights more. Like, but now I think there is a little bit more.
Remember the wall?
Dude,
Yeah. Oh yeah, the wall too.
I hated that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hated that.
The Night's Watch.
I hated it.
But I think that Tampa layout, I think that there could be a lot more stuff to be figured out. I think
In that layout?
Yeah, I think
So
there could have
much.
been. I think there could have been other stuff that we didn't fully see. And you got like a glimpse of it in like your guys' final, Alex, too. Like some of the things that you guys were doing and using, different spots. Like Joe, how you would shoot off the break and reading different zones, or like using that blind zone that was kind of scary on the Dorito side out in open space. Like different things like that. I think is adding a little bit.
Yeah. And there's an element of randomness though that with those plans they maybe work and maybe they don't. And like Fit took all of those elements out of it. They're like, we're getting to our two little temples alive. We're gonna be solid shooting out the break. And honestly, we got a gift by winning those first 2 points. We just kind of squandered it. Like looking in hindsight, we should have just tried to do their same game plan and not fuck up after we were up by 2.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know. Maybe, but you look at it now. I mean, maybe that was the right move. Maybe it was. I don't. In hindsight, you think but obviously because we didn't win, like that probably would have been a better idea than doing what we did. But whatever, man. I don't know. Yeah, I think that the layouts should be like that. I like that one because there's a lot of shit you could do,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of shit that could work.
But it's true.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say, I think there's a lot of different ways you can play a layout in terms of like breakouts and like, oh, some teams play stylistically fast, some teams slow, some teams play not necessarily defense but more like counterpunch. But there's also like this other different way that a layout can be played, and it can be played kind of like how you coach, Kyle, where it's like you're kind of scripting the match, where it's like I'm setting up this play to make them think I'm doing this next time so that this other play works better because now they're forced to shoot this. And then there's the other side of that. I don't know if the word here is stylistically, but the other side of, hey, we practice doing this one thing that works well. Let's just do that and execute it as well as possible over and over and over and over and over and over again. And where these clash is like I think they both work really well because the one is really hard to scout and it keeps teams guessing. The other one is tough because it's like there's very little risk and it's like it's ironed down so tight that it's like okay, that team gets to get every extra point that happens, they get more muscle memory of doing the same thing rather than sometime they're pulling up and shooting a wide shot, the other time they're stepping out and shooting in. That guy's just doing the same thing over and over and over. Where these clash certain times, like on these last two layouts, the WC and the Tampa, is if the one breakout that's just the same thing over and over, yeah, you already know what they're going to do. But if there's not really a weakness because they're not giving you anything to shoot, then your side of like keeping them guessing, sometimes it pays off because you make all these weird spots, but sometimes you get shot. You lose a guy because you're throwing these risks out there. So I guess it does then come down to execution because if the team that's doing the same thing over and over and over isn't hitting break shots, they're probably not winning those games because now you're in all the key spots.
Yeah. And I think the Russians are, even though it's like a little bit more chaotic, they kind of do that. They kind of like die by the sword of execution, we're just all out press and we're gonna keep coming regardless.
I just don't know if that works anymore. I feel like everything is playing more favorable to like reactionary paintball, like Alex said.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's
Depends on who you're playing and what the score is and what the time is and there's all kinds of factors. Like, dude, the Russians will get you, man.
Yeah.
Whoa. Dude, Joe, your article is so good, bro. If you haven't subscribed to Great American Paintball, because Joe's got it's so good. It's great.
Is it out yet?
No, I'm working on the layout still, but like it's the quintessential like paintball life. It's just great. It really is.
I appreciate it. I remember you. I think you.
Where are
were
my
gonna
photos?
ask me-
I need those photos, bro.
I need to send you those. You're right. I thought you were gonna ask me about the egg story, not your eggs, but $7 a egg.
Yeah, well, hold up.
Water. Eggs and water.
Hold up. What's going on here?
Eggs and water, bro.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that was when I moved to Florida for that struggle period. I did like a budget, and like paintball came first. I was really trying to make sure I could play as many days a week as possible to get on damage back in the day. And so after rent and paintball and those things were taken care of, I had $7 a week left for food. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this and not starve to death? And I realized at the time in Florida, you could buy quite a lot of eggs for like $5. They were just super cheap in Florida at the time. This is like, 2012. So I just, for nine-ish months, just ate nothing but eggs and tap water every day. Unless somebody like came over and cooked food or something.
That is crazy.
Eggs and tap water, baby. Life of a paintball superstar.
Don't
Yep.
tell Ryan that. Drink tap.
Hey.
When's the next drop? When's the next magazine drop?
Oh, I mean, we have issue 2 available now, but we're working on issue 3, so hopefully we'll have it done. I mean, I'd like to say by the tournament, but that's a little optimistic. So probably shortly after the tournament, we'll be probably shipping them.
I know what the issue was with issue 1 and 2.
Well,
You didn't have Damien on there.
I might have a picture here for this one.
No, it's okay. It's coded. It's all good. No worries. That's another lesson to take.
Definitely got one on Archie.
Oh shit.
Let me see. I think I remember.
Hey, you know, Alex, that scene where there's they're loading those two things onto the plane right at the end.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be weird if you were on the plane looking out the window?
Yeah, dude, there was so many problems with that last episode.
Do you guys watch this show? I don't know. I don't
Dude,
think this is
I don't know,
I don't
bro.
think
Like,
this is a
I mean,
spoiler.
After that situation that happened there, do you think you really like just leave in the normal way?
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
like,
yeah, no.
all right, Archie, Joe, if
No,
you...
but I don't want to. I hate like poking holes in like a show, like, because that's just, I like to just suspend disbelief. and
Wait,
just, like,
no. Yeah,
like,
I'm not... No, I just
okay,
want to
like,
talk
that's
about...
not the point of the show, like, you know, yeah.
No, I just want to talk about this one factor because I thought it was really funny. All right, say you're on a plane and you're leaving like Thailand or something, and
Why
you,
Thailand?
I think that's where it was shot. I think.
Oh.
So it's like because I don't think they would do this most places. But you're looking out your window, you're sitting on your plane, and you just see two body bags getting rolled up to get loaded on the plane, in a stretch and like on a top of a stretcher. Would it feel like? Would you be like, this seems weird? Like not in a box or anything or a coffin, just body bags. Would it feel weird?
Yeah, onto your plane. Yeah, why would you not feel weird?
I know, but like, what would you? You're not gonna like. You're probably not gonna get off.
Take another plane.
No, you're probably not. You're like, I gotta get this flight home.
Yeah, there's a big picture of you here, Kyle.
But it's just like it's kind of, I don't know. I just thought it was an odd thought experiment. Of like, how would you feel?
Oh, it's an experiment.
Yeah, let's hypothetically, you're on a plane and you look out the window and you see two body bags. How would you feel?
Better than them.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. That's how we should.
I mean, I'm gonna take my flight, but I just might be like, dang.
You're gonna take your flight just knowing that there's two bodies on there?
I'm probably getting on Google Thailand News and see what happened.
I got no problem with it either.
Jesus Christ. I think we're playing Arsenal. We're playing you guys for layout weekend, right? Or no?
No, I don't think so. I think we're gonna be at X Factor and Impact.
Oh, I think we're playing Iron Man. Never mind.
Uh,
Damn, we gotta practice you guys, Alex and Joe.
We're available.
Are you? I mean, I heard you guys only go to. I don't know now if it's between ASG or.
We're just out of money.
I don't know what the deal is there.
We're going
And
to SC Village.
apparently, Guadalajara is the next option, so I think we're kind
Dude,
of. out
that's
of that.
dope, bro. That's a great practice.
Yeah, the field is amazing, dude. His venue is insane. It's amazing.
It is very nice. I love his new field.
Yeah, it's great.
I have yet to go to Mexico.
You've always like
Oh,
Mexico. So how is Arsenal, Archie? How are you feeling over there?
It feels good, man. I mean, the brand of paintball that we're playing over there, I feel pretty confident in all the players and coaching staff that we have.
What's up with Opie?
The OP's dope as fuck, bro.
That's my boy.
I got to spend 2 weeks with him, pretty much, and got to learn who he is and shit. He's a pretty quiet guy, but getting to know him, I was like, holy shit, you would never know. But, like, I didn't even know he was on Dynasty back in the day.
Dude, Opie's an OG.
I
So
know.
dude, this time, right when we started Dynasty, Opie was on the team, and then shortly after we started, he quit and went to the Ironman because all of the fucking Yosh convinced him to go over there.
Uh-huh.
And we played him in Chicago, and this is like the first year of Dynasty, and OP goes to the diamond, like the 50 on this one field, right? And we shoot him off the break, and it's 10 man, so it's like you got 10 motherfuckers out there, and somebody goes, G1, it's OP, and then you just all the guns start shooting, like it was like a thunderstorm, just people bonus balling OP, and he just
My fans dirty.
Good dude, OP's the best, man. I will always have a fucking place in my heart for that guy.
Yeah, man. He's dope, though.
He's a smart player too, and he has the single best move I've ever seen in a paintball game.
Really?
Yeah, I'll ask him to tell you about that. There's actually a video of it on YouTube.
All right, bet.
Yeah, the video doesn't do it justice, but it was real.
Okay.
What's the bracket of death?
Ours again?
Is it?
No, it's
Yeah.
actually.
And you guys got X Factor and fucking.
We have X Factor, Fit, Infamous, and you guys. Dude, I can't wait to.
Let's look at it here. Let's share this.
Can't wait to beat that ass.
Hurts.
All right,
Like how us and Dynasty have the same fucking bracket, except for
I feel like all the brackets are like the same.
yeah.
These all look pretty tough.
Dynasty, Heat, Arsenal, and Extreme. You're right. We do have the same
Jesus
bracket,
Christ.
except for Aftershock.
Can't get all these on the screen. All right, so yeah, we got Paintball Fit Diesel.
Bracket is probably that top one there.
Yeah, that one is gonna be a little tough, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I think bracket B and C are just as hard. Because, like,
C is a good
Baltimore
one.
Arsenal as a tier 4 team, that's scary.
Yeah, Arsenal's
And
the best tier.
bracket,
four.
bracket C, Tauntauns as a tier 4 team, that's scary. Like, if that team shows up, that's a scary tier 4 team, you know?
Yeah, I mean X Factor as a tier 3 team.
That's scary.
So Shock and X Factor as tier 3 teams, and then you got I mean, dude, I don't know. Iron Man, I think always are tough.
That's a hard
Yeah,
bracket.
I don't
That's a
know.
hard
They're all
bracket.
hard, man. I mean, geez,
Yeah.
there's no team anymore that you're like, oh, that's an easy win. Like, it's all gonna be tough.
I mean, if I had to choose, though, I'd probably say bracket A, but not by much.
Yeah.
I'd say they're all up there, but yeah, I'd say A as well.
All right. Well, has the popcorn stopped popping? Or now the stuff to talk
How
about
long
here?
did this go? I want to hear some words of wisdom from Archie before you tune
Some
out.
words of wisdom.
Something. Give me something, man.
Beat
Raw
that
as law.
ass.
You're being too quiet. What kind of cold medicine are you taking?
Shit, dude, I'm on this 48-hour fast right now. I'm not taking shit.
Oh, you're doing that, huh?
Yeah, man, I'm almost there. I got fucking almost two and a half hours left.
So
No wonder you're sick, man.
hold up. So this is my thing. Isn't being a high on calories essentially what helps your sickness and get over it? Versus
Apparently, when you don't eat or I don't know, your body's like attacking itself or some shit. You produce like more white cells,
got you.
something like that. It's more beneficial, but I just happen to be sick during the fast, so it is what it is. Thugging through it.
It might not be sickness. It might just be like dust. I think after that sandstorm.
Allergies?
Yeah, maybe.
Springtime?
Dude, come on, Joe. Give us something we can live by here.
I got a bunch of questions for Archie, actually.
Oh shit! Ask your way, dog. Are they out of pocket?
Is this your first time on the show?
Nah, it's my second time on the show.
Oh, well, I wasn't on last time, so I got some questions for you.
Uh,
First question:
Yeah.
Who's your favorite teammate on Arsenal?
My favorite teammate on Arsenal so far.
You can only choose one. Don't be like, oh, they're all sweet. Just choose one.
Okay, well, what is the context though? Like, am I hanging out with
Just your
them?
favorite teammate. I don't care if it's
All
because he's
around.
sick as fucking playing or
Murder F
or-
kill.
yeah.
Tom 4, Caleb Abel, or Yosh.
What? I'm 4, bro. Nah. My favorite teammate probably, but
Tom 4.
as much as an asshole as he is, I'd probably say Omar, bro.
Dude, Omar is one of those guys.
Omar,
who's
But
like,
he's a character, bro. He's so knowledgeable.
You
and
hate-
funny.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
you hate him, but then when he's on your team, you love him.
Yup.
yeah, man, it's like, damn, I'm gonna have to fight today. Like, well, guys, saddle up.
That's good insight because it's fun perspective too. Because from the outside, people are like, "Oh, god damn it, drama, blah blah blah." But it's like that for a lot of people. Where then when you're their teammate, you're like, "Well, now this guy has my back. Now I'm not thinking about him being drama downfield." So, that's cool.
You know about Omar's lucky shirt?
His lucky shirt? No.
There you go. Ask him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Mike Himman just gave me some. We could say it's juicy, but they're gonna move the next WCPPL back to SC Village. So you heard it here first.
Where? This
What's
is
happening?
Event
Say again.
2? Event 2 or?
Event 2.
Oh, shit.
Because it was
I
like
want to go down to one of those, man. Like, I'm maybe I'll go there.
you should.
You should.
Go, man.
They're fun.
Where was it gonna be at?
Ambush. Sorry.
Oh.
Which is
So ambush.
is
Didn't they
much-
add some fields in the back?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure why, but it is way closer for me, so I like that.
Yeah. And right next to an airport. It's a great location.
yeah.
All right,
Ambush.
Joe. What was the other question?
Okay. Gun to your family's head.
Dude.
Who would you cut from Arsenal? You
Dude,
gotta
you
cut
can't
one of the
answer these,
boys.
bro. You can't answer
I'm
these
sorry.
questions. These questions are a trap.
This one's rough, but they're like, hey man, you know, it's your family or you gotta cut one of these homies. So you're not killing them, you're just cutting them from the team.
Stephen O'Mara.
That's the favorite team. That's a good answer.
Jesus.
Dude, you're a pro at answering these questions, dude.
Okay, and my last question for you, and this is, you know, you could go a little deeper on this. It's more critical thinking. Last event, you guys were like competitive. You know, you guys were in the fight in every match, but then 1 and 3, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the hang up is? Like, what do you think is Arsenal's weakness, or what is it you guys need to get over?
I think it's like mid game type of deal, right? Well, we can win the breakouts and stuff like that, but then when we get into the longer points and whatnot, we kind of tend to give them away. Like for instance, we were on I think a 3-on-3 or 3-on-2 against Heat, and we kind of just fizzled away in that one, and we had a chance to bring it back and tie it up, but then some individualism sometimes. Communication can be a bit off, and then survivability off the break. I think some of the plays we could have ran something that wasn't so predictable. You know, like for me, for instance, like the first game against you guys in Dynasty, like I mean, you guys knew fucking damn well where I was going, right?
Yeah, you were making it though. I think we only shot you maybe twice.
No, you guys shot me like 3 times in a row.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that was like later into the match, right? And I think that kind of put us. I'm not saying like I'm the X factor or anything like that, but it definitely puts us at a deficit. 4-on-5 every time.
Oh, dude, you're one of those guys. You know, if we see you walking out the field, fuck, that's like you're like, ha.
I don't know. I was telling
Right,
you, I was
like,
like, damn, you guys only let me tee off 1 point. You know what I mean? And then after that, fucking, you sent Greenspan and Blake up the center, headhunting for me and shit, and it worked, right? But
Yeah, seeing Archie walk off G1 is like it's like having a sip of like an ice cold like a margarita at the beach.
Oh.
You're like, huh. You know? Like, you see a mouse walk off, you're like, haha. Yeah.
Especially if the next guy is far away from the snake and you
Yeah.
can keep him out.
Yeah, next time there's what's his name? Cody. You're like, okay. We can handle this.
no.
No, I'm not Cody. I just Ian, the snake guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch, I'm gonna eat my words on that.
Hey, are you playing that big game? The Icon? Or what is it called? Which one is it? The big one. The skirmish? No, is it skirmish?
Come on, the big one.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you, Alex, because you like big games.
Dude, I love big games.
Yeah,
You
I know,
I
and
don't have time for big games.
The
Dude.
only time I've ever played a big game was that one, and I loved it.
Dude, you're the big game king.
Dude. No, you are.
Yeah.
No, those are
Dude,
fun.
My favorite, man. Well, wish I was in Portugal having a couple of beers and what do they have out there? Like good seafood, right? Good some like grilled squid and sardines.
Very good seafood. Kind of like Spain, where it's like seafood in rice dishes. And then they have this one really good like tart. It's like a crispy, flaky little like hand-sized tart with like egg custard in it. Phenomenal. I've probably had like 6 of those today.
Dude, get it, bro. Sloppy
Yeah.
toppy.
What's nice to be eating for dinner every night? Sushi?
Dude,
Um,
go with the sushi. You gotta be kidding me with this. Don't even get me started.
If I have it my way.
Fucking fishing
Oh,
the
I'm already
ocean
knowing,
dry. Yeah.
Dude, we ate Korean barbecue, and Joe must have housed like 6 pounds of meat.
That dude can
By himself.
fucking eat, man.
He's got to catch up for all those years of eggs and water.
Yeah, for real.
When you live starvation and somebody says, "Hey, this is all you can eat. Just keep going," I'm like, "Oh man, you're not gonna tell me twice."
Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave.
That happened to him at a sushi restaurant too, like 2 years ago.
Sorry, dude. I'm fucking crying at that story.
Hey, Kyle.
Yo.
I realized I fucked up.
Hmm.
Cause remember I was like, I was bringing you the hats to like sign and shit, and then I didn't realize that you had signed the play hat, and I was like, oh shit, he's not on this podcast. Not to say that you guys are rivals, but whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I had just got the hat from you, and I should have just asked you to sign the fucking hat.
Oh, I thought you were just getting everyone to sign that one.
No, I was.
Oh.
But then I realized, I was like, oh shit, he just, you know.
Yeah,
That was funny, your show with them on April Fool's.
yeah.
That was good. Yeah, I got a kick out of that. Yeah, one thing about Marcelo that you were saying earlier about him being like vocal as far as like, you know, letting you know you fucked up or whatever.
Yeah.
One thing about that is like certain guys do that, but Marcelo and certain guys like him like hold themselves to that same standard.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, there's you kind of earn that.
For sure.
But other guys do that, and you know they're not in that position.
Yeah, they just
And
want to
he's
shit
trying
on
to help
people.
you. Oh, really? He's trying to help you, right? Like that's
For sure.
ultimate.
Well, he wants to be better, right? Like collectively. So for sure.
All right, boys, it's 2:00. Yeah, I got a whole country to see tomorrow, so
Dude, Joe, you know what to do, baby.
Get it.
Blabberjackers and sloppy toppies.
Jeez.
Dude, see you, boys.
Wait, that's what you meant, right? I don't know. You said you know what to do. It's...
I don't know.
Kyle was
It
talking
was
about
a
Thailand
rhetorical
earlier.
question. Yeah, it's just get it done, baby. Win the tournament.
Yeah. Good talking to y'all. Love y'all. See you later.
All right.
See you, boys.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up.
Dude, you
All
got
right.
a whole bunch of people on this show.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, man.
This is like a round table.
It was.
We do better without Ryan.
We
I
do
want
have
to know
some.
more about. I want to know more about Archie.
Yeah, man, you're trying to ask me for some words of wisdom earlier. I tried to tell you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
One rule I live by is that raw is law, right? Don't have any more kids, and enjoy your freedom.
Damn, bro.
Freedom
I
is
got
what
real
strive
quiet
for.
in there with the
That's for real.
Oh man,
Just one more kid, maybe.
fuck no, man. Hell no, man. My first son, right? He's 10 now.
Yeah, no, I met him.
Super easy to take care of, right? Very, very self. He can entertain himself, you know, and is very easygoing. This one, man, he's on like permanent demon time. He's just wants all the attention. He's up all night, just hungry all the time, and I'm like, good grief, man. I was like, I never want to have kids again.
Put him on that 48-hour fast.
I'm saying though, right? He might calm down a little bit.
Dude, I was completely prepared
calm
to
down
have kids
forever.
after being friends with Ryan for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude,
How many kids do you
Ryan, way harder than having kids.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got two, and I'm like, yeah. I think I'm. I should be in Portugal right now.
Dude, bro, imagine eating those tarts with Joe and you're stuck at home sick without
Like
any.
at home sick on the laptop doing work. Yeah.
Damn.
All good.
Oh,
Gotta go get
is
food.
that about it?
Where's
Do
Ryan?
you have any prizes away? Isn't that the thing?
That's
No.
Ryan's
Well,
thing.
I guess
don't
we
know
do
how to
have the BFP question.
Oh yeah, we have one question from BFP.
BFP sponsors the show. Right.
Yeah.
What is Ryan's talk on that one? How does he say it?
BFP Gear question of the day
Oh.
for Damien. And how did you feel with your team being close as they were to winning every match? What do you think you need to pull out some wins at the next event?
And this, the way I'm gonna answer this is like, something that I personally like struggled with. One thing, and Archie had said it earlier about like mid game, and like that's kind of like their struggle to pull out games as well. I guess what they got to focus more on. For us, it's kind of the same thing. Like we were always on top off the break, or within like the first like 30 seconds of the game. But I think we're like so inexperienced as individuals, and not in the game of paintball, but just like in a pro paintball itself. And whenever we had the advantages, I think it's natural for us to feel like, you know, we have a hole, which you do, but, you know, you feel a little more pressed. Like you have more freedom to do something, to risk something, or whatever it is. But, like, there's no need to do that. Like, we would be up a body or up two bodies, and then people would just feel like they need to do more to close out the game, right? Because they have the advantage. And it's like, I kept, like, reiterating that, like, in this last few practices. It's like, sometimes, like, you don't need to. Like, it's okay to just chill. And one thing that I learned on Dynasty was, like, it's the way to press and the way to take those risks is most of the times when you're down bodies, it's like when I feel like it pays off the most. And like Dynasty is like super notorious for doing that and freaking like having a lot of success doing it. So like there's just no need to do it when you're really like, you know, you're up on bodies, like you're just essentially giving away free games, free points. So I think that's one thing we really need to work on. Is just being comfortable having the advantage and, you know, keeping it. So
yeah, playing the situation. You know, like what you just said, like unless you need to score points, if you're down a bunch, then like why press? Like in a team like you guys, who's like, I think the underdog against a lot of teams, like, dude, you want low scoring matches. Like you're playing, who do you play in the next tournament? Your best top.
X Factor, Fit, Infamous.
Okay, so say you're playing X
AC.
Factor, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You want that game to be close, right? You don't need to, if you shoot two guys off the break, that's okay if that's a 5-minute point. Like, you know, strangle them until they just, you know, make a mistake, right? Instead of like going in and trying to win a bunch of quick points, right? You want that match to be like manageable for you. And if it goes into overtime, dude, you've already won. Yeah. You know? Like that's the thing, right? Like they want to be playing more points against you. Because they feel like they're a better team. So the more breakouts they have, the better chance they have of winning. So yeah, like, you know, you're so right. Like it's a lot about it's mental, you know. It wasn't physical mistakes, right? It was mental errors. I mean, I didn't watch all your games, but I saw a few, and they were really good. I mean, when watching, it seemed like you guys were playing well.
Yeah, we're super close.
Yeah, we felt good. And then, you know, another thing too is like those overtime points. Like the reason why, like, I'm grateful for that happening and having 4 overtime matches that we lost. We're like now going into like towards the end of the event, like our 4th overtime like match. Like I went into the overtime point feeling like it was the first point, or just like any other point in another match. So it's like
you're seasoned. You're not. Yeah, you're ready. Yeah,
and
totally.
like that first match that we had, the first overtime, like I'm not gonna lie, like I was shitting bricks. You know, that's like the first time I've ever been put in that situation. So it's like it's natural to, you know, feel like some form of like either like anxiety or just like nervousness, right? Because you want to excel. So I think now towards the end of the event, you know, now I feel super comfortable going into it, and, you know, being uncomfortable, like there was so much pressure that we ended up getting a penalty, I think, every single overtime point. So yeah. So, you know, I don't know. I think that was a big lesson. Just, you know, finding a way to be comfortable with that added pressure. You know, especially going up against teams that are very experienced, you know, in comparison to us. So, yeah, I don't know. I think next event, I think will be good. I think it'll be a good one, a good test, because we're playing the same teams that we played.
Yeah.
So.
Baby ABJ.
Look at those cheeks.
ABJ too.
Sure.
Let me get them legs.
Right?
That's really faster than my legs.
Alrighty.
All right, fellas.
All right. Well,
Oh, Kyle.
good show. Flawless. Without Ryan here for the technical difficulties.
Yeah, that was.
One last sign off from Damien's Commandments.
I mean, add another commandment.
Damn, this is gonna be the most freaking stereotypical, maybe not stereotypical thing to say, but be comfortable in the uncomfortable.
Excellent.
Oh man,
Excellent.
excellent.
Excelente.
Be excellent.
There you go.
Oh, be excellent. That's a good one. Yeah, that's
All
good.
Kyle's video.
I feel like he's gonna spell the excellent a certain way.
I gotta say, I wish I did something else with this last hour. But
My man.
Did you feel like you?
there went my hour.
Oh, it's only up from
Hey.
here.
That's a big
Can never get
topic.
that one back.
That's a big topic on this podcast
Yep.
that you're gonna listen to now.
I'm sorry, Maple, you didn't get on a walk today because of the Spicka Span Show. Well, there will be.
All right, guys.
All right.
Adios.
That's up out. All right, guys.
Kyle. See you
All right.
guys.
See you guys.
Later,
Be
boys.
excellent.
See ya.
Yeah, excellent.
Be excellent.
I quit this.
I'll do it for you.
And yeah, we had 3 pee breaks, but we're coming down on that number.
Yeah.
We're progressing in life.
All right. Well, that's it.
Wait, do we have any giveaways?
Good work. Ryan will
Ryan.
spin the wheel.
Ryan will facilitate the
Yeah.
the wheel spinning.
Yeah. I'm not sure where the Excel sheet and wheel spin is, but we got some stuff to give away. New Tiger Wear beanies too. You have on.
You get a tiger wear
Hoodie,
beanie. You too
new
could
color.
look like.
This will be out. Some of the stuff we had at WC.
You too could look like me.
Big thanks to all our sponsors: Pate Smith Law, Gen X, BFP, NECTR, HORMESIS, Tiger Wear. Any last words?
Be excellent.
Be excellent.
Yeah, no, we're thriving, baby. We need Damien on. I know.
There
I
we
know
go.
my schedule has been, dude. I've been working so much and flying so much. But
Oh yeah, there's Ryan right there. He'll spin and get some prizes out.
yeah.
And
All right,
Doghouse
Ryan.
Video, welcome. Discounted merch perk. And we love you guys. Thank you for the support. And see you next
I
week.
just want to let you know we are logging off the Spicka Span Show. Make sure you guys come back at 4 p.m. Next week. We'll be active. We'll be looking for. You might be our next one. You might be the next one.
Damien's Commandments. There you go.
Stay tuned. Catch you next week, boys and girls.